Hey, you guys. Today, we are in Cleburne, Texas, checking out another TGB student project. We're going to be speaking with Ashley today from Big Tex Construction, and as you can see, she's just completed this beautiful house behind me. Now, this house is 1,683 square feet with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. And although the sun is shining beautiful here in Texas, it's a little chilly out here, so let's go inside and talk to Ashley. Yo, Ash.
Welcome, welcome.
What's up?
I'm great. How are you?
How's everything? Good to see you.
It's good. You
wow,
too.
It's looking good.
Thank you.
Wow, you did an amazing job in here.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Wow, high ceilings, everything. I like it. So listen, we're here now, right? You've built the house. You're now a builder. Mm-hmm. But there's one thing, first thing that I want to know is, talk to me about how you got to this point. So we're in Cleburne, Texas, right? Talk to me about this particular lot that you've purchased, your construction budget, your projected net profit. Talk to me about all of that.
All right. So first, I found this lot in Cleburne because I live in Cleburne. Okay. So for my first project, I wanted to be extremely hands-on, and I wanted to find something that was close. So I am an agent, so I found this lot on the MLS, had a great deal, got it for $40,000. Wow. Which was my price point to get in the game. Okay. So got it. It didn't need a lot of work, and it was pretty smooth. So you mentioned about finding the lot on the MLS, right? And so there are a lot of methods and ways that you can go out there and source land to be able to find deals. Talk to us about the process for you being a real estate agent and searching the MLS to be able to find a valuable piece of land to build a house on. Like what gave you the confidence to be able to do that? Just being able to go through the due diligence course in the TGB program taught me how to look for a good lot, a buildable lot. Okay. So I was able to make sure it had the utilities and everything that I needed to be able to build, and I wasn't buying a parking lot that I could only build on. So the kickball field. Absolutely. So that gave me the confidence to look on MLS and find a lot that I needed that was in my price point, that was located where I wanted to be, which was outside of the city limits. Okay. All right. So you're officially a builder now, right? You've built the house. You've completed a house. This particular house is listed on the market, right? What did you do before becoming a builder? Not only a builder, what did you do before becoming a female builder? Talk to me about your background and how you got to this point. Well, naturally, I'm a coach and teacher, so I've been working in the school district, or I was working in the school district for the last 6 years. So you say was, I'm assuming. I took a hiatus. Okay, I took a hiatus cool. Once I found the TGB course. Okay. I wanted to be all in. I wanted to have time to go buy that property that we were building whenever I wanted to. So went full time into the TGB course. I walked away from PE teaching for about 5-6 months. So that is the only experience I had. I had no construction background whatsoever. Didn't know how to nail, use a hammer, still don't. So that was my experience, but. So all right, so you're telling me that going from a PE teacher to a builder took you about 5 to 6 months to be able to get to this point. Exactly. All right, so yes. Hey, it's enough said. That's all I need to know. So as a builder, what are some of the challenges that you faced on your first project, building in not only this area, but being a first-time builder? Talk to me about some of those challenges you faced. Well, some of the challenges I faced, hindsight being 2020, is that when I did my due diligence on this property, I wanted a smaller home. Like the size of the home should have been around 1,450 square feet based on the comps, but due to some errors in the foundation, it ended up being a lot larger than what I planned for. So that cost me a lot more money on my foundation, on my lumber, on a lot of different things, which ate away at my profit. So the total build budget was around 180 in the beginning, and then it ended up being around 218. Okay. So that's a big jump. So I'm not gonna make that mistake anymore. But but that was definitely a challenge, just making sure that the house that you want to build is the house that you're going to build from beginning to end. Okay, so how did some of the things that you learned in the
program help you pivot or create an alternate solution once you ran into those challenges?
Basically on the financing side. So I was able to pivot and just do a loan modification, which wasn't a big deal. So I didn't know about a loan modification at the beginning. That's something I learned through the Gentleman Builder program. So, and being able to make the adjustments with my lumber package, having taller doors, just a lot of different things that I was able to pivot, and they weren't big deals.
Right, so we always relate challenges to big problem or little problem, right? A big problem is gonna cost you time and money. A little problem is not gonna cost you a lot of time and it's not gonna cost you a lot of money, but you have to understand the process to be able to know how to pivot and overcome those challenges, right? So kudos to you, I'm glad you were able to overcome those challenges. So we're in the house now. Let's talk to me. Just run me through the house. You know I want my site tour. I want to see everything that you did in the house. I want to understand your thought process in your first project and getting your house built. So let's just take a tour, just walk through. We'll start in the kitchen. Let's go.
When you come out to Cleveland, it's very country. Right. So I wanted to include that in my design elements. Okay. I was going for a country chic type of feel. So country chic. Yes, country chic farmhouse. And added a pot filler. It's very functional. You don't have to bring your pot back and forth over the sink. So I threw that in there and it didn't add a lot to my construction budget. Okay, so I also see with your backsplash, you did a country style kind of wood grainish tile look on your backsplash. Talk to me about your thought process in that. Well, I'm very excited. I'm glad that you like that part because that's really the only design element that I picked in the house. All right. I used the interior designer for the rest, and she really brought out like the grays. So when I went to Floor and Decor, that's kind of what I was looking for to play off of the fireplace and things like that. Okay, so you talked about the interior design, right? And being part of the community, we provide you guys with a lot of resources. So talk to us about how those resources, the interior design aspect specifically helped you in being able to fulfill your vision and what you saw in this project. Well, believe it or not, even though I'm a female builder, interior design is not my strength whatsoever. So to be able to have that resource and be able to go to that interior designer and have them walk me through each process, I learned so much about design that now I feel comfortable on my next project, picking out the tile, the flooring, everything, and knowing how to match things up. So that was a valuable resource. Okay, well, good deal. So I also saw behind us here with the window. So usually in design aspects, we have shelving, maybe not like this, but maybe like floating shelves. But I like the shelving aspect of how you were able to place the shelves on the outside of the windows. Talk to me about why you did these shelves like this and what was your thought process? That was another recommendation from the cabinet guy, which I got from TGB to place them around the windows, but I told him that I wanted the floating shelf. So I just wanted to keep that country chic, farmhouse style, where you can see it's open. Okay, well, good deal. Let's walk through the rest of the house. Okay. Wait, so Ash, what is this big blue thing right here? It's an alarm barrel. You can use it to secure your property when you're not here. Okay. It's motion sensor. Basically, if anybody comes near it, it's gonna go off. And if they don't have the code to put in, it will notify me. So it acts like an actual alarm system? Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. So you're making sure your stuff is protected? Yes. Hey, I love the feature. You can set different alarms for different contractors. So I know exactly who's coming in and when they're leaving. Okay, good. That's a great resource. So I know in farmhouse style projects, right? They usually have wood burning fireplaces, and you chose to go with an electrical fireplace for this one. Talk to me about your thought process and why you chose to go with an electrical fireplace versus a wood burning fireplace. Well, even though it's country chic, I still wanted to be economical and have a little modern touch. So I chose to go with the electrical fireplace. Again, it gives it that nice look, but it doesn't break the bank for me as a builder. Okay, and I also noticed here in your living room area that you have very high ceilings. How tall are those ceilings? Right here, they're 11 feet.
And what was your thought process in going 11 feet versus the standard 8 or 9 foot ceiling?
Well, I'm big tech, so we do everything bigger in Texas. So we wanted taller ceilings, very high doors, to give it a lot of open space. So when you walk in, it feels way bigger than what it is.
Absolutely, it does feel really, really huge in here. Okay, well, let's see the rest of the house.
All right.
All right, so here we are in the master bedroom. It looks like there were a lot of moving parts, right? Of course, there are a lot of moving parts in new construction. So talk to me about how you were able to manage all of your subcontractors in a way that made you an efficient builder in getting this project built.
Well, one thing is I had a cheat code. I had a cheat code to stay on track.
Cheater.
Yeah, so provided by TGB, I was able to use that. I was able to know the next thing that was coming, so I could go ahead and schedule that contractor. So if I had the plumbing out here, I would go ahead and let the HVAC know he could come out next to finish his part. So
okay, so you talked about managing subcontractors, which means you also had to manage a budget. And then you mentioned to me earlier that because of some challenges that you faced early on in your project that you were over the original budget. So talk to me about how your initial budget started, right? How you were able to pivot from your initial budget and how you were able to track every phase of your project to stay on your revised budget.
Well, I have a project management system that I'm able to use that shows me exactly what I'm spending on foundation, lumber. So with that, I just pivoted on those numbers and was still able to stay on track. So there were some minor adjustments that I had to make with materials and labor, but it was fine by using that project management system.
Okay, cool. So you were able to pivot from those challenges, which was great. It may have slowed you down, but it didn't hinder you from actually completing a project. So that's absolutely a wonderful thing. And so we're in the master. The master bedroom in my house is the favorite part of my house. That's where the magic happens. That's where, all of the wonderful things happen, like me watching sports, right? Mm-hmm. So what is the favorite part of this house for you?
Well, I would love to live in this master bedroom right here, but my absolute favorite part is the master bathroom. I just like the way it's designed. It's beautiful. It has a lot of natural light in there. So yes, I just love how it came together. A lot of great things.
Well, let me go see it. Let's check it out. All right, so you have some great design elements here in the master. I see that on the shower surround, you use large format tile as well as a contrast with the hexagon in your shampoo niche. So talk to me about, was this one of your interior designers that did this? Was this your idea? It looks really great. So talk to us about your design concept.
Well, it's definitely all the interior designer. They picked out the large format. I just like the colors. And then the tile guy is the one who actually put the hexagon in the soapbox.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, nice size shower. Why did you decide to go with a stand-up shower versus a shower tub combo?
Just because of spacing in here, it just worked better.
Okay, all right, well, good deal. Let's see the rest of the house.
All right, so this side is separate from the master. You have your second bedroom, which could be for the kids, or you can double it into an office. Big spacious closets. And then we have the guest bathroom, nice hexagon pattern on the backsplash and plenty of space there. And then you got your laundry with lots of cabinet storage, and again, your third bedroom / office, whatever you want to do with it.
All right, so you're a teacher, but you're also a real estate agent, right? And you've been a real estate agent how long?
Past couple of years.
Okay, so 2 years. And I see that you have the house staged. So talk to me about how the staging helps you be able to get your project sold a little quicker, if anything.
Well, the staging just helps them be able to visualize themselves in the home versus having an empty property. So they can see what they can do with the space, and it just helps to sell the property a lot faster.
Okay, so I'm sure you say you're from Cleburne, Texas. I'm sure you have family here. You're from Fort Worth. Okay,
Cleveland.
You live in Cleveland,
Yeah.
but you're from Funky Town.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, cool, no problem. I got you. Right. So, okay, living in Cleveland, right, and your close proximity to where you actually grew up, where you're from, right? How has this journey impacted your family or your community of where you're from?
Well, first, my parents were involved in this entire process.
Okay.
So we started a LLC called Generational Creative Wealth. So once I was introduced to actually building and they saw that I could do it, they jumped on board and they're all in. So they see it and we're actually investing in buying and building.
Okay, cool. So how has you becoming a builder changed your life financially, professionally, anything? Like, how has it changed your life?
It has changed the complete trajectory of my life, but I feel like it's definitely in line with where I was going. So as a teacher coach, I love systems and structures and being able to build others. So going into building, it was an easy transition. But being a teacher is not, going to get me the retirement that I want. It's not going to give me the lifestyle. So that's what got me into real estate investing. So now that I have something that I enjoy doing, which is building, and I can see the profit and the potential, there's no looking back.
So you talked about systems and things like that in place. Being part of the TGB program and the community, going through your phases of construction, how were the systems that were set up in the TGB community or in your mentorship helped you with each phase of your project?
I really feel like it dummy-proofs building. With me having no experience in construction whatsoever, having the checklist, having the deadlines, the things that I need to do, when, the contractors that I need to use, it's set up to where you can't fail.
Okay, well, good deal. You know the saying, I don't consider myself the smartest person in the world, and you remember the crash dummies. They say you can learn a lot from a dummy. So yeah. I'm glad that you learned a lot. Let's see the rest of the house. Let's go to the backyard.
All right.
All right, so we're in the backyard. We have a huge backyard, a lot of space back here. One of the things that I like most about building in areas like this is the quietness of the neighborhood, right? How quiet, how peaceful has this project been for you as a builder?
Well, this neighborhood is extremely quiet. Like, we've been out over here and there hasn't been any commotion. I haven't heard any kids running around screaming. Right. So it's very quiet. The neighbors stay to themselves. It's very peaceful. It's just when you come to this area, you just feel a sense of peace.
All right, well, it seems really peaceful to me, really serene, but it's cold out here, so let's go back in the house. So if I do say so myself, you've built a wonderful and beautiful home. Congratulations, I'm very proud of you. So you mentioned earlier about some of the economics. Let's break that down even further and talk about how much you purchased the lot for, your final construction budget, and then what your projected net profit is going to be.
All right, so the lot was $40,000. It was listed for $45,000, but I got it for $40,000.
Okay, negotiation tactics.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, master negotiator.
Right.
Okay.
The total project or build budget was $218,000.
Okay.
So that's all in $258,000.
Okay, $258,000.
Yes, and the comps right now are $305,000 to $315,000. So I'm looking at anywhere from $35,000 to $40,000 in net profit. Okay,
in net profit. So $30,000 to $40,000 may not be substantial for some people, right? Mm-hmm. Talk to them about the impact of you transitioning from a school teacher to a builder, and on your very first project making about $30,000 to $40,000.
Well, that's life-changing for me. I've never had $30,000 to $45,000 at one time at all. So me being a teacher, still having my W-2 salary, just doing one house would change my whole life. So, and I'm able to do at least 2 or 3 houses a year, and that's my goal while I'm still working as a teacher. So 2 to 3 houses a year, at a minimum $30,000 per house. That's an extra $90,000 a year that you make in addition to still working a full-time job. Right? That's almost twice my teacher salary. Outstanding. Yes. Almost twice. They need to pay teachers more, I tell you that. Yes. Right? Unless teachers want to become builders, right? All right. All right. So for anybody who
is on the fence, whether they're an entrepreneur, whether they're a school teacher, whether they work at Costco, whatever the case may be, females looking to get into the industry, what would you tell them in relation to getting them over that hurdle of procrastination or self-doubt of becoming a builder like yourself?
Well, I definitely wouldn't recommend just jumping in, not knowing what you're doing. If you can get a mentorship or a mentor that's you can learn from their mistakes, then I would definitely recommend that. So me coming to TGB as a teacher, I know, and as an athlete, I know what having a coach means. So if you have somebody that can guide you along the way, help you avoid costly mistakes, that's the most important thing to do, whether you work at McDonald's or wherever you come from. So
are you saying I'm like Phil Jackson of like new construction?
Exactly.
Like Coach K of building houses?
Exactly.
Hey, I'll take it. All right, so let us know where the viewers can find you, give them your socials, your company name, talk to them so they know who they can call when they need a house built.
All right, so first, this house is on the market. It's 401 Peacock Street in Cleburne, Texas. You can find it on Zillow or any of the listing sites. You can reach me on any social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me at Ashley_Big Construction, or you can follow me on YouTube at Big Tex Construction, born, the number 2, win, because we're born to win.
Absolutely, born to win. So you had it here. This is our Dyson Collie, the gentleman builder, and this is TGB Cribs. We'll see you next time at another student project.